So you've been to the store, right?
Oh, come on.
Been to the store.
You can pass that part. I know how to park and stuff. You know,
So anyway, you take your turkey.
Yeah.
A roaster's a whole other subject. But anyway, it wouldn't go into an oven, but a roaster works like an oven. That's why it's called a roaster.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If an oven and a roaster were like each other, then the oven would have a knob button for it that says roaster on it.
No, it does the same function.
Because it does what? Like bake, broil?
On a roaster?
No, on an oven. Stovetop.
Anyway.
Can I just say I'm so proud of you for knowing bake and broil?
See?
Surprised me too.
See?
Now does he doesn't know how to do any of them.
I've baked before. Totino's frozen pizza. They put the instructions on the box. They're good.
I laughed that you have to use instructions on frozen pizza.
Somebody somewhere is getting paid to write those instructions and make sure people know for the safety of it. And that is a good thing. There are a lot of guys out there who wouldn't eat if somebody didn't tell them.
Sticks of butter that you get at the store, right?
Yeah.
A little box.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know what stick butter is.
Or you can use the butter that's in the tub. That's fine too.
Okay,
does he just go blind when he walks in the kitchen?
No. I'm gonna back up here. Okay, let's.
I can't believe it's not butter. Parquet.
Let's define what you're gonna do with the butter. Okay.
Okay.
Because that helps me understand the application.
So what you do with the butter?
Okay.
So when you take butter out of the fridge, it's really cold. It's not as pliable. You understand that?
Butter is butter. It's pliable.
The skin of a turkey is not rough like bread. It ain't gonna smooth as easy.
No, bread just tears constantly.
Well, if you're trying to smash the stuff on...
No, you just use the knife and, try to do your whole lather on thing and it tears all apart.
If you're tearing it up, then you are going...
It's like a teenager trying to shave, or you.
Smooth. Anyway, you take the butter, you heat it up a little bit, makes it a little softer. That way it spreads over the turkey.
Why can't the turkey,
because the turkey is still cooked.
When I take butter and I stick it on like mashed potatoes, it melts all over.
Because the mashed potatoes are already cooked. You haven't got to that part yet. If you listen.
Listen to what?
That you just keep running your mouth and not listening.
It's
You take the very cold, it is unthawed but not cooked turkey.
Wait, what? Unthawed.
Because you get them frozen.
Yeah, and then you heat them up.
You have to unthaw them first.
That's what heating them up does.
If you try and stick that thing frozen into something and cook it, you're going to burn the outside of it till it's Cajun
Well, make up your
black,
mind. Are you heating it up or aren't you?
If you would let me get to there, explain the process, but I'm going to talk the whole time and never let you get to any real point.
You never get to a point. I'm used to this.
You take the butter, you pick whatever seasonings you decide to put in.
Okay.
I prefer poultry seasoning, garlic, because garlic goes good with most things. And it's a natural antioxidant. It's good for your blood. Yeah.
If it was good for your blood, then why can't vampires have it?
That depends on which genre you're listening to as to why they can't.
Oh, here we go with the genre stuff again.
Anyway, you take your seasonings, you mix it in with...
That you can't move the butter.
That's why you warm it up, dummy.
It seems like you could save a lot of time if you just, warm up the turkey and the butter and, during this whole unthawing process, you could save some energy.
That's not going to happen at the same time because the turkey takes like a day or more to unthaw. By that point, your butter has melted and went bad.
Who's going to wait an entire day to eat a meal?
Because you don't know what prep... Man, you know how you got to set your tools and stuff out before you work on something?
Yeah, that day.
Okay, some of this kind of stuff you have to do the day before. When we worked on your car,
Yeah.
we cleaned all those surfaces.
Yes.
Okay, but we didn't actually put the stuff together till a later day.
But we cleaned the surfaces.
Yeah.
Well, that was
That's
important
called
to do
prep.
first.
Yes, that's called prep work. It's work that you have to do before the intended task.
Well, what work are you doing to the turkey before the task?
If you would listen instead of rumbling your mouth, you'd know that.
Oh, you said unthawed, but you said you can't put it in the oven. Like,
No. You have it in the sink or your fridge, and you let it naturally unthaw.
that's how
You
meat goes
stick
bad.
it. No. It's frozen.
Who picks up meat that's been sitting out for a whole day, night, and the next day?
Because it's a block of ice when you take it out. Uneducated. Anyway, you take the unthawed turkey, you take the butter that you've mixed seasonings into.
Wait, now it's an unthawed turkey?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said it was thawed. You spent a day thawing it, now it's unthawed?
Yeah, that's thawed. That's what that all means. It is no longer a meat popsicle.
So, so is it thawed or unthawed? I had a point. I had a point.
You ain't had a point in this whole thing.
I did right then. You said unthawed turkey, and I knew it was supposed to be thawed at this point. Catch up. Okay, you've got a thawed turkey.
You have butter that is slightly warmed up, so it is softer.
How is it slightly warmed up? I have tried to warm butter to like put on popcorn all my life.
I didn't say melt it.
Cause like I pour the popcorn or I pour the butter on the popcorn. You see the popcorn melting.
Yeah, you leave the butter out, still covered.
Oh, here we go.
For a
Leaving
little
things
while.
out again to go bad.
For a little while, and it'll soften a little. You don't need it melted. You just need it softened.
So how
The
long you gotta hold that
melted
outside?
can work. I just don't. Anyway, you have your seasonings mixed in with the butter.
You hear that
And
I'm
you-
asking questions and he's not answering, right?
Yeah, because you're jabbering.
It's not jabbering. I asked a legitimate question. How long do you have the butter out for? And you just gone.
Feel. It doesn't take long.
That's not a time. Feel.
You fix stuff by feel all the time. Nope. Yeah, you do it all the time.
Yes, but I don't have people eat off of it. Oh, feel the butter.
It's still packaged.
Okay.
See, this is why I said
See?
we're just going to have to do it, because
Now-
this is one of those things.
Now I understand that it's packaged. That's a civil conversation. You may continue.
Anyway, now you slather the turkey, like all of it. Make sure your hands are clean.
My hands are clean.
Well, it's still, that's why you wash your hands a lot when you make food. And you slather the turkey in butter. And
So-
then you take a whole stick of butter. Not warmed up, not nothing. Just
Hold
a
on.
whole-
I gotta back up another step here because you said something about just soften the butter a little bit, and then you said adding seasonings to the butter.
Mm-hmm. I'll get to why.
No, I'm trying to understand the how. How are you adding seasonings to something that's still a solid stick? I mean, it might be softer, but it's still a solid stick.
You got it soft, you put it into a bowl, you take your seasonings, and you mix. Because it's soft enough to do that now.
You just told me not to melt it.
Yeah, you can make it soft without melting it.
Can we talk viscosity then? It's oil, right?
Okay. Think of the butter as about like pancake mix.
Oh, now we got to go with another food term.
Because if we go any of your fluids, you have melted butter.
Even axle grease?
Actually, no, that'll work.
Okay.
That'll work.
Okay. I have entered the food conversation.
No. You know that there is the cavity in the turkey, right? Make jokes about it all the time, right? Now, a lot of people, they put all kinds of stuffings and things like that. I don't do that. Yes, you have. I'm here to tell you that you have eaten stuffing before that has come from a turkey's butt. It's happened.
Is there prep work that's done for that? I mean, like...
Yes.
Oh, I meant like get other stuff
out? No, because you've bought the turkey. That's already been done. Well, depends. Some do, and some, yes, they'll have the neck in there, and the giblets. The giblets are like heart, lungs, things like that. But they're a little baggy, and so when it's thawed, you can take them out.
So does that happen on accident? Like, oh, I
No,
forgot
because people will.
So it's fine if you didn't know it was there or forgot it was there.
Yeah, it'll cook. It'll be fine.
And nothing's gonna melt.
Some
like,
of
it's
them,
not like in a plastic bag that's gonna melt.
Sometimes some of them have like a pouch of turkey gravy that might be, and that's why you reach in, like before you ever stick it under any heat and make sure everything's out.
Yeah, that part just seems creepy.
If we do this in actuality, I would be teaching you all this physically. Anyway.
You're gonna make me stick my hand in the neck, then why do you say you shove your hand up
in the neck? The neck is
You just said the neck!
I said, you asked what was in it.
Yeah!
I said it will come with the neck in it, a little bag with the giblets, and then a little bag usually with like turkey gravy. You take them out after it's unthawed.
What about prep for going in?
I just take a stick of butter from the fridge, like not softened, just a regular plain Jane stick of butter, and put it in. Because that other stuff is just sitting in there. You just stick your hand in and pull it out.
You don't like prep your hand with the butter?
No.
That glove that they put on and then they coat.
It doesn't need a proctology exam.
It kind of sounds like it does.
You will see it. You will see it. You just put your hand in and take it out.
Was it on a string?
No, it's not a... Can't say it all the time.
I was just asking.
You're going to get us kicked off of Facebook.
I'm trying to understand the situation that seemed like a no-brainer.
You put your hand in the back of the turkey. It is called the cavity. Because it looks like it's like a turkey's big back end, but it's really just where it... Because they've opened the turkey up, and that's where they pulled all the guts and everything else when they...
Okay, so that's all gone.
They'll have its neck in there. Remember, it's a turkey. So it had, when it was living, a neck that its little head sat on, and its gobble gobbles. And...
But if they found the neck in the butt of the turkey, that means they had to cut it twice, right?
What do you think happens when they process them?
I don't know.
Things have to come off. Have you ever seen the turkey with its legs on? You ever seen it sitting at the table like this looking at you?
No.
Do you think they're raising headless, feetless turkeys somewhere? Just flopping around?
You're not listening. I understand, because I've seen movies and stuff. I understand that you have the turkey, you chop the head off, it runs around for a while. No, that's chickens. Is it the same for both?
Probably. I've never processed it.
See, then how do you know? I'm asking, they cut the head off, and they cut which is
head,
at the neck, but then they cut the neck
feet.
again a second time. One to top the head off, and another one to shove it up its butt.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Let some butter heat up a little, and mix some seasonings in with the butter.
I thought you said that you just set the butter out, not that you heat it up.
You're not heating it up. That's how you let it warm up.
Well,
it will naturally warm.
All right.
So then we have established that, people will put different things inside the turkey when they cook it. I just take a stick of butter from the fridge, not warmed or nothing, regular stick of butter.
All right.
And that's what I put in, because as the bird cooks, that melts and the meat absorbs the butter.
So you're having to reach in and pull out, and you're having to reach back in.
Uh-huh.
And you want my hand to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you do it?
One, you got big hands. I'll laugh if they get stuck.
Oh, see, now that's a legitimate fear and concern.
It will not get stuck.
I have seen shows that happens.
Okay, you've seen shows. Understand that when they process these things, they're putting hands in to do it. So that is already the size for a hand to go in and come out.
Yeah, but that's not my hand. Why can't it be your hand?
Because you learn by doing.
No, you lead by example. Well, my oven's electric.
Yeah, you can do it in an oven just fine. But if you're making a big Thanksgiving meal, you're going to have 24 other things go through that oven. And the turkey's going to cook for a very long time.
I kind of feel like that's a lot of work I've already done.
Well, that's a whole other thing. Focus on the bird.
I'm just
Focus
on
the bird.
I'm just trying to think about the concept of a person just got done doing all of this to a bird. They're going to need a break. And you're saying, oh, no, do more?
A Thanksgiving meal, dude, is most of a day ordeal cooking.
I am trying to speak for the people who have to deal with that day everywhere. That just...
Your way of dealing with that day is probably sitting there watching the Macy's parade and watching football.
Parade? I ain't watching it.
Then what are you doing?
I'm playing VR.
Well, that's acceptable
but,
too, as far as I'm concerned.
But see, because there, I play that job simulator. I go into the chef game of the job simulator, and all I have to do there is shove everything inside a microwave, and it comes out as the food I intended.
It's not how it works in reality. I hate to tell
you. You're trying to shove everything inside something.
Lied to you.
You're trying to shove everything inside something and say, there you go.
I put it in the roaster. I add different people add different things. I add some water. The way you add some water because it stays moist, but I'll add like a little chicken bouillon or whatever, keep the flavor. You don't eat them. Man, it was funny the day you did, though. I'll never forget that.
Never take a dare where you eat a chicken bouillon cube faster than the next guy. Mountain Dew does not help.
Oh, it was so funny. Oh. You thought we gave him rat poisoning.
That was painful. I had to eat a bunch of salad just to even it out.
He was freaking out like he drank the bad Kool-Aid.
It was bad. That was not as appealing as I remember as a kid. Not fuel.
You know this bath? No, not fuel. You know this bath we've now discussed?
Yes.
Okay. You suck some of that in.
Yeah.
And you squeeze it back out over the turkey. And you do that off and on and inside. Because
how are you getting inside now that it's stuck in a roaster?
Squish.
Where's it?
Squish.
If it's in a tub,
I have no better way to put this, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you even have room?
Yes, you do.
How big is this roaster? Because I've seen the turkeys, they're like this, you know.
Roasters are big, dude. We're not talking a crock pot. Nope. Now we lost it. Now we've got circles of death. We mentioned a whole other implement. Well, he's now. It's like the red circle of death on a PlayStation. It's called basting the turkey.
Okay,
and the reason why you do that is because it helps keep the skin moist. You want to keep things moist. You got to think. It's in heat, right? Just all kinds of heat, right?
I don't know if it's in heat or not. It's already been long dead. And if they had fixed it back in the day, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure at that stage, that's not the heat we're talking.
All right. Just when you said it's in heat, kind of threw me off.
After several hours, you've repeated that basting process. There will be a little button that pops up out of the turkey. You then, because that's saying it's done, but also, she might have one of these. I bet she does. Also, every once in a while, there are thermometers that you can use. You can stick in and tell the internal temperature.
I have one of those.
Okay, no.
Yes, I do.
I mean, kitchen one.
What's the difference between kitchen and grill?
Actually, that works.
See,
okay.
Yes, I do.
I had to make sure because quite often your version of a thermometer is going into some kind of car fluid.
It doesn't go in the car fluid. You point it at like an exhaust or something. But still, I have the tool, and
we're
it
not
is
checking
my tool.
to see if the turkey has a cold.
I asked you what temperature.
I told you, depending on how you want to cook, but I roughly go for about 450. Usually.
That seems plenty enough to melt that plastic thing you stuck in it.
Does it?
I've melted quite a few plastic things in an oven at 425.
Trust me, this is designed for the purpose.
All right. Let me pull a caution here. I need to pull a caution. If you are a dude who has been told to go turn on the oven, and that's all she said was turn on the oven, a cautionary tale is look inside it first, make sure there's not stuff, pots, pans, whatever, stuffed inside the oven that you're about to burn and or melt. It's important. You may continue.
I'm sorry, I always check before I got kids, I check. Teenagers get lazy.
Wait,
not the kids!
Never mind,
What part of my last name says Lecter?
Well, it does say Sissel, like...
No, I have teenagers, and you got kids that won't always pay attention when they do dishes and snatch everything they're supposed to wash. That is also why you've heard me complain about getting burnt fingertips. Because
I whine about that all the time anyway.
I will do a lot of the tearing apart of the meat by hand while it's piping hot. Take the legs off, the wings, and where your back is on the turkey. I cut along either side because that's where the breast meat is along the sides. Flip it over and stuff. It's a process. But your wishbone is in there, and I make sure to pull it every time and try and remember who the last people in the house were that pulled at it. You let it go, and you let it dry first, because it'll be wet.
You just said to keep the thing moisturized.
Get the turkey. I'm talking about the wishbone.
Oh, okay. So here's the question in there. You're talking about tearing it all apart before you even take it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But every picture I see,
it was
the family sitting around both sides, everybody's happy, everybody knows they're lying.
Yeah.
And they've got this big turkey right in the center.
Traditionally, they used to do that. I do not do that. Because when I learned how to cook this
poor deprived kids.
When I learned why?
Because they don't get that moment. They don't get to have that,
Who do you think's around me when I'm cutting it? Them.
I really should have grabbed a stand for this.
Me and my wife, if the cooking's being done at her house, we work together on it. So
she won't.
You have to learn first, otherwise you're a fire hazard. You think she's just going to let you run amok? No, that's how she loses the kitchen.
Now I can see him skipping. Amok.
See,
you're complaining
that brings us right back to the beginning.
You complain
right back to the beginning
of Manwich doesn't give you further instructions as to how to cook ground beef, which is the simplest meat to cook.
That brings us right back to this is all witchcraft from a cauldron, adding things in there, doing it from a spell book.
So does that make your mechanics witchcraft too?
I don't follow a book for mechanics.
You have them. You've showed them to me.
Yeah, but none of them
You learned from a book. You've showed them to me. In fact, you've even called it your mechanics Bible.
Yes, but nobody's boiling at that point.
You just explained to me yesterday that in order to do a fluid change on a transmission that is an internal system, that it has to be done at temp, which means the car has to be running.
Yeah, it was only like 105 degrees.
Yeah, that's hot fluid.
Oh, come on. My water heater set at 115, and I washed my hands in that.
You're following instructions. You're still adding and changing fluids.
No. I'm changing.
You're not only doing witchcraft, you're doing witchcraft with robots.
I'm changing one exact
There's a
material
mage
of
game. They
fluid.
call them technocrats.
I am taking one ingredient of fluid, removing it, and putting the same one back in. There is no mixing between this chemical and that chemical and this one up here.
How are
and
those
I have
chemicals
nuked
made?
over here.
How are those chemicals made?
I don't know.
You're doing witchcraft on robots.
No. I'm the post person. I don't do the prep stuff. I just do the work.
So, he's the flying monkey for the witch.
Oh.
No, I'm just imagining him.
It's that whole monkey wrench in the works.
Except I
I'm
can't
sorry.
imagine him with the big white wings. I'm seeing the little fairy wings. And that, sir, is how you make a turkey.
All right, then. I think I can do it.
So that fixes it then.
I think I got it.
You got Thanksgiving?
I could so teach
Whoa.
you.
Maybe next Thanksgiving?
No, I'm feeling kind of tired.
No.